I'm Addison,
And I'm Davidin.
and you're watching The Crime Corner.
So today's case is actually, it's not quite unsolved. It's not as so much of an unsolved one, but more of like this is interesting that this happened. And it definitely has a life lesson to it. Today's case is about Ryker Webb. Ryker Webb was a 3-year-old boy who went missing from his family's front yard in rural Montana on June 7th, 2022. On Friday afternoon, Ryker was last playing in the front yard with the family dog around mile marker 18 of State Highway 56. The officers received a call around 4:53 p.m. stating that Ryker had been missing for over 2 hours.
After the call was received, the search for little Ryker started near the Bull Lake Valley area. There were ATVs, drones, teams of search dogs, and a boat used to look for him. On Saturday, the Montana Air National Guard helicopters were utilized as well to help search the area. When the Lincoln County Sheriff Darren Short, the lead investigator on this case, was asked to give a statement, he said that the poor weather conditions made the search harder. Friday night, there were severe thunderstorms in the area. On Saturday morning, the police sent out a code red alert that encouraged residents to search their property for Ryker. On Sunday, at the 48-hour mark of his disappearance, Ryker was found by a couple who heard a young voice in their small shed 2 miles from his home, and he was sleeping in a lawnmower bag. This shed was in the middle of the wilderness, so Ryker was also found thirsty, hungry, and cold. Police told officials that the area where Ryker was found was inhabited by mountain lions and bears. The couple who stumbled upon Ryker said that he was evidently very scared and confused. Lincoln County Sheriff's Department said that Ryker was in good spirits despite his condition. Short stated that his scary eyes lit up when he was reunited with his parents.
After the story about Ryker's disappearance went public, people began to question how a 3-year-old little boy was able to travel 2 miles away from his home in a generally short amount of time and return unharmed. There's many theories on what happened to him. Some believe that he was kidnapped and dropped off, while others believe a bit of an outlandish theory that he was taken by a Native American folklore superhuman witch known as skinwalkers. The skinwalker theory stems from the fact that Ryker looked completely different when you compare 2 pictures of him side by side in the short amount of time that he was missing. People believe that he was replaced by these superhuman witches. It's unknown what Ryker saw or experienced while he was missing, as his family has rightfully kept him off of social media. He's still pretty young. But in 2023, content creator Harinder Singh claimed to have spoken with Ryker's older brother, Caden, who allegedly stated that despite being shell-shocked and traumatized after the incident, Ryker was safe and healthy now. So what do you think happened, Addison?
The theory that realistically makes the most sense is that he was kidnapped. But I also wonder, just as a different theory, if maybe there was an animal in his front yard and he just decided to follow it into the woods. And so then he ended up getting scared with the storms, so he just followed the animal until he saw a shed, and then there was other clothes in the shed because it did belong to someone. And so he changed in hopes that maybe it would be warmer.
Right, yeah, I think that's a plausible theory. I also saw in my research about the case that Ryker was a really curious child, and he loved playing with bugs, specifically, most little boys do.
Mm-hmm.
But while they were searching for Ryker, they, in the forest that's by his house, they ended up finding a bunch of rocks that were unturned, like flipped over. So they think that he might have also just went around searching for bugs and everything and then got lost. I honestly do think that that's probably the most plausible, is that he was just wandering around and he lost where he was. I do find it interesting how he walked 2 miles though.
I do think that's interesting for a 3-year-old. That's pretty far.
That's really far place to walk, but I don't know.
Unless he went into fight or flight and was bound determined to
get somewhere. So
yeah,
maybe it could have been an adrenaline thing. As soon as he realized he was so far from home, that's possible as well.
And he didn't know which direction was home.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, me either.
I don't even know how he found the shed. I'm gonna be honest. But so that's the case about Ryker Webb. What do you think the moral of the story here is?
I think the moral of the story is, like, if you're a parent and you notice your kid is missing, call the authorities earlier, especially
don't wait 2 hours.
when it's in a dense forest area. Like, just be aware of your surroundings and who you're with at all times. It makes everyone safe.
Oh, 100%. And I think another moral of the story here is watch your kids. Like, if you don't have a fence that blocks off your property, I would say to be very, 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 like, observant of your children. And if you walk away for a couple seconds, that's one thing. But Ryker was able to walk pretty far from the house in the amount of time that he was not being watched.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say main story here is to be, like,
hyper aware
as a parent, 100%.
Yep.
So yeah,
thank you guys for listening.
thank you.